as a guy, but when we're small, we wanted to jump trees. We like to climb trees. We like to go in the bush. And the man and woman people that they brought to us back then took us to the bush, taught us how to catch, I can't believe I'm saying this, rats and rabbits and things like that. Taught us how to stay under a tree in a way that rain won't touch us. It was one of the most exciting things in our life. And then the biggest one, they got our NYC core member back then who was attached to us to jog with us. I think it was about 5-kilometer jog. We were what? We were like 10 or 11 years. So imagine children, no joke, 5 a.m. in the morning, we're jogging from my school hill down it was about an hour or two jog. I don't mean walk. We were jogging. Some people fell. The man of people who were attached to us carried them on their shoulder. I had never seen anything like that. My young mind was blown away. But that was then. But this is now 2023. And this morning, I am joined by the new commander of the River State the Mano War in River State, the command. The new commander is joining me this morning, Mr. Aderinoye Akinlabi Kolawole. He's in the studio. He's to my extreme right. Mr. Akinlabi, thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much. And very interestingly, we have the man of war of RSU represented by the commander, right? You are the commander. Interesting. Joel Awaji Ugbana. Joel, it's a pleasure. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Good morning, guys.
Yes, good morning, Joel. All right, first thing, Joel, I know your guy is here. We'll come to your guy, but I want to start with you, Joel. Okay. How exactly do you operate in US? Are you a student there as well? What they are meant to do? Can you just tell us what they are meant to do? Can you just tell us, please?
Thank you, listeners. Man of War is an organization that where you can discover yourself and rediscover it again, because it's one of the best organizations so far that we have in Nigeria, where we make people, where you come to learn about leadership, where you discover yourself that you're real in leadership, where you come to have a course of leadership. And our aim and objective in Mano, mainly objective is we render voluntary services to any community we find ourselves.
Voluntary services
to anywhere we find ourselves, and embark on purposeful and educative exploration. We help the law enforcement agency to fight crime in various communities.
Is what you can also help
too well.
Interesting.
Where the law enforcement agency cannot get to, we'll go more than that. Because we based in that community, and we know the people in that community more than somebody coming from outside to say they want to get an arrest. Because that person coming from outside will not know the person they are looking for. But we in that community, since we're based in various communities, it is easy for us to get the person or to get first information. Various community and help the law enforcement agency.
And carry these people on their shoulder. That just put them across, and they did not walk. They were running,
jogging.
They were jogging with us. We jogged for at least an hour at that time. It was my first experience. Now, what exactly is the attraction? Now, you made mention that for the Man of War group, it's all about leadership training. Like I said, they took us into the bush. I didn't know that all of this was leadership. I just trying to make us stronger.
That is solo survival.
Yeah, I thought they were trying to make us stronger, because my school, my Christy, then we didn't have light, but we were very comfortable in the bush. We were in the middle of nowhere. So we used to go to the farm and everything. So I thought they were just making us stronger. Now you're telling me it's all about leadership training, and I'm asking, till today, is this what you people do?
Yeah, we do it. We do more than that. Just like what you said, that they took people to the bush. We'll tell you, you must get a live animal. Am I right?
I was shocked.
Yeah. Before you join nation, we have different training. We have training, so many training, numerous to mention.
And okay, so now you're training there physically.
Yeah.
Now, when you make mention of leadership training, not just about fits. Now, when you make mention of leadership training, you have people come. This is how you do this, do that. Are they members, or you also have to get people from outside to come?
No, they are members. We have a training center.
Okay.
In Nigeria, I think we have 10 training center.
Okay.
We have one in Alu.
Yes. Because I went to university, I just remember there's one. There's the Manual Center in Alu.
Yeah, that Manual Center.
Yeah.
Is where able to kinetic students university attend.
Interesting.
The one in Alu represent he was the third training center in Nigeria.
Okay.
It was, I think they brought it founded in Alu in 1977.
Wow.
And that is where we have different trainings, including swimming.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Swimming tests and also many numerous to mention.
Yeah.
In Alu there is our training center. That training center, those people there are the staffs of Manual. We are just like what you said, they are our parent body. If you want to go for leadership courses, you go there. They are there 2-4 hours to attend to you.
All right. So you have staff members. Like I said, a lot of people probably remember Manual. Maybe when you have what do you call it, Independence Day celebration. And the uniform. A lot of people don't quite see Manual anywhere. But you mentioned now that it's all about volunteering, being in the community, offering services wherever you can. Okay. So now this is 3. All right. What are the services that your group has been able to do in Port Harcourt in recent times?
There are a lot of places where we covered. The people there close so austerity, so many numerous. We are into training, traffic,
okay,
information gathering in various communities.
Now let's talk about this volunteering. Now I know in Nigeria a lot of people are not very used to volunteering. This is young people who I see volunteering. They are volunteering because they know that if they do this here, everyone want them to come and go abroad. But the idea of volunteering is to make yourself available when people need.
As when you.
Exactly. Let's take Port Harcourt now. Apart from volunteering,
and there's peace and order.
Okay, all right. Mr. Adeniroye Akinlabi Kolawale as the state commander, Manual, Rivers State. We're going to go on a break shortly, and when we come back, we'll talk about schools. And it's good to know that we have Joel Awaji here from RSU. We'll talk about schools and how these volunteering services work. In particular, I'm going to ask them the very hard questions. How are they able to carry out what they do if they're just volunteering? What exactly are the perks? All right. And then we'll get into those issues when we return. You can send your questions. I see some of them already coming up on our WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. That's our WhatsApp and Telegram number. After the headline news, we'll get back to our guests this morning. Open the phone lines so that you can talk to them.
Nigeria in
so many things I know we want to get through to them. We're going to open the phone lines in the next 7 or so minutes. Join us in our conversation. Now, if you're just joining us, we are speaking with representatives from the Man O' War in of Mr. Adediroye Akinlabi, the state commander Man O' State and Man O' River State University. It's interesting to have outlets so you can call them camps at the smaller places, talking about, in this case, RSU. I also know they were back at Uniport when I was there. But for now, let's go talk with them. Some of you are sending your questions, and we have big issues to thrash with them. My name is Jude. You're most welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Stimulating and insightful conversations. Hello Port Harcourt. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Well, once again, good morning to you, Mr. Akinlabi, and thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we have some comments on WhatsApp. I want us to get to those ones first, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on at the Man O' War camps, and indeed your organization. Now, we have a message here. I'm going to read it very quickly. Please bring up the issue where they are supposedly infiltrated by cults, most especially that in higher institutions. Now, universities, they're usually young adults, anywhere from 17, 30, on the average, and sometimes they're very boisterous. And I know, in our time, there were issues with cult groups and Man O' War officials. In some places, in that Alu, for example, it was recorded when I was in school that, where the Man O' War camp was, they were very vehement and discourage anybody who was, in quotes, quote unquote, a cult member from staying around there. All right. So that particular place, center, that's what it was called. Yes, the center, that's where the Man O' War camp was. A lot of people really knew that, okay, fine, it was far away from the main Uniport campus, but students like to stay there because of the presence of Man O' War. This issue of having Man O' War and having some cultists coming, how have you been able to address it?
Just like what I said, those days we got the information and we rush into it to carve out those bad menace among the Man O' War.
So there were some bad people who joined.
A lot of persons then, not now again.
Okay.
Then used Man O' War to make a cover. But when we got the information, we went into actions and we moved them out. It is for them to go and denounce, or they should go.
Just go.
What we normally do is we'll put their names on list, send it to the VC. These persons are cultists. And we try to wipe out all the evil ones among us. As I'm talking to you now, Man O' War in higher institutions are redeemed. Purely those that are not cultists anymore.
So let's say I have a younger brother now who wants to come into Man O' War right now. All right, we know it's a voluntary organization. We know they're meant to help the communities where they are found, and obviously you can say that they know the things on ground, so they can go, they can help with information gathering and things like that. So what is the enrollment process like? What if you're talking to somebody that was listening to us for the first time and I would like to join Man O' War? What does the person need to do?
Like I told you, like the ones in schools, it's called club.
Okay.
We have the ones in communities, they are called command.
Okay.
Units. Okay. We have units by units in all the communities in River State. Not only Rivers, throughout Nigeria.
Okay.
Now, those ones are superior to the school. Why the state? We have the area comprises of some local governments. A leader is there. And the recruitment starts from a unit. Let's say the people in RSU, as soon as they finish and they want to continue, they will join the unit.
So when they finish from the club?
From the club.
So when they've graduated from school, they can now
come to the unit.
Okay.
From the unit to the area. From the area to the state. And from there to region. From region to the national. And the national, like now, our national commander is Adam Sani, retired.
Yeah.
He's a national commander at the top. And we have other commanders.
The regions and
We have other commanders within the national. That is deputy nationals, in the deputy national admin and logistics, deputy national commander operations, so on and so forth. Now those clubs are just like baby. The club starts from primary, secondary, and university.
Yes.
Tertiary school. Just like when you said when you're in school.
Yeah,
The unit comprises the care of community. Whatever information goes out, whatever information we need from unit, start from it. If someone wants to join the manual, maybe it's not a student. In the various communities, you move close to the unit close to you. And if a community doesn't have, they should call us. We now extend our men to that the
communities there,
so that we can have more manuals there. If you want to start, you start from unit. The unit will now bring it to the state. The state will now move it again to the national.
Okay, so when they come, are there forms or it just
there is form?
So you come anytime. There's no. It's not. Do you take in? Do we call them cadets now? Do you call them
ITM.
region ITM?
Intending members. Okay. Do you have certain periods where you take, or just anytime you're ready, just come and join us? No, our training formally, what we do is any day you want to join,
you come.
That is why I said from the unit.
Okay.
You identify to the unit, they will tell you what the processes. As soon as you pass through their processes, they will now move you. Because now, formally, what we do now, manual as a whole, we hold camps twice in a year.
Okay.
Yeah, we do recruitment camps.
Okay.
A year.
Twice a year now?
Yeah. June and November.
That's 2 months from now?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, as soon as you pass through that one, you now go for a leadership course for 2 weeks at the center. When you pass that, because without that leadership course, you go nowhere.
Okay. So you must
attend that leadership course.
Okay. All right. Let me come to the young commander here, Joel Awaji. You were a student now, so according to your big organ now, do you think when you are done with school, you want to go to the unit?
Definitely.
You want to do that? Okay, so tell me very quickly. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. How did you get into the club in RSU?
Okay, for you to be a member of Manuel River State University, first you have to be a student, because only a student can operate within those terrain. Have to give you a form you fill, then we carry out a test on you. Okay. Character-based test. To know your character, if you can be able to handle students, because students have a wide set of people to handle. Have different characters of students and student terrain. So we have to test your brain capacity. Okay. To know if you're disciplined, because it's not everything you have to respond to before we can incorporate you into the system. Okay, so you have
a test on both character and indeed their learning before you put somebody into the club. Yes, because it's a club. Yes. All right, now on campus, right? I was in school. I experienced manual. You know, one of the things some people used to complain about manual is that sometimes the manual, some of the manual boys would carry on as though they owned the place. They would come up, you know, they may not be in the uniform like you're in right now, but because they knew, because people would know that boy just joined manual, he would come and, you know, you'll be like, yes, I mean, did this area. How do you control the boys who are, or the girls who are under you at RSU?
Well, what I always say is people come from different terrains and their ways of reasons are entirely different. But as Commander-in-Chief, I try my utmost best to be able to streamline and caution their behaviors. Okay. I won't say that some persons don't actually behave that way, but when it is being reported to me, I try my utmost best to caution them and then bring them, use the code of conduct, which is our guide, to be able to streamline the activities so that there will be no errors.
Okay, all right. Now, somebody's asking, this is on WhatsApp, that for how long, and this is for you, sir, Mr. Akinlabi, say for how long have Manuwa been training people in leadership? And how come we not get to see some of these, people who you've trained, doing, big things in the country? Because I experienced that Manuwa thing as a child. And I in fact, I just remember when I saw your uniform, people who were falling down and they were carrying them and jogging with them. I wanted to be like that. that's a great example of what a leader should be.
Yeah.
It's amazing that with an organization like this, we're not seeing the effect in the communities around all Nigeria.
What you're saying, the effect in community. Do you know a lot of persons don't want to do anything voluntary service? Let's take an example. There is a community you get to now. For you to find an indigent of that community in that organization, I just waiting they know they pay. I can't.
That's for Manowa. And really, let's be honest, you don't officially get paid.
We are not paid, and we just need government to come into to help us out.
Okay, so now I want us to weigh in on this now, because fine, there are leadership trainings, but people are not there because people don't believe they can get anything from it.
Yeah.
So what exactly is it that you're getting, right? That's you personally, Mr. Akilabi, and how can Manowa be affected right now? How can their role, because yes, they are here to help volunteer services. What do we need to do to make Manowa attractive right now?
What we need now is for the government to look into it, especially the state government. Like we reside in the states, we want to join hand with the state government to cover most of these insecurities in our various communities. And we need a lot. We need patrol van.
Okay.
Because
so
whenever they call, hello, please go to social place, you can easily get there immediately. Because we need a lot of the security gadgets. We need patrol bikes. We want the government.
Yeah, for the communities.
The community, including the state as a whole, so that we can be effective in all our doings in the state. Because we are ever ready now to work with the state, 100%.
Okay, all right, phone lines now. Let's get to the phone lines. I want to open the phone lines. I want to get you to join in. You've heard from Mr. Aderinoye Akilabi Kolawale, who says, look, Manowa is ready, but funding is the issue. They don't have funds. They're looking towards the government, and I'm curious: is it just the government that needs to get in, to make Manowa, as effective as it could be? How eager are you to volunteer? It's interesting to note that when I was much younger, a lot of us wanted to join Manowa or Boy Scouts. How many of you would want your son or your daughter to join any of these groups? How do we make it more attractive? 08179230002, 08179230003, 08179230002, 08179230003. As always, turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. And please don't make unsubstantiated and unverified claims. And very importantly, please do not make inciting statements.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
The conversation about Manowa, how they can become more attractive, how people can, get to see volunteering services, not just for people who don't have anything to do, but for you as part of the community. All right, don't forget, there's a call screener. Make use of the call screener. Drop your name and your location, and then you get patched through to us in the studio, and we can have a decent conversation with you this morning. All right, so 08179230002, 08179230003. Lucky is on the line this morning. Lucky speaking to us from Ungboba. Let's get to say hello to Lucky and get to hear his thoughts on Manowa and how they can become more attractive to the young people. Lucky, good morning to you.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to greet the commander that is on the station now.
Yes, thank you very much.
And I want to also thank them for the good job they have been doing. But I have one or two reservations I wanted to clarify me.
Okay.
I normally see Mano people in NYC camps. normally see manual people in schools.
Okay.
I see them in traffic places. And I also see them in so many government functionary offices. Please, I want the commander to clarify me. One, are they enacted? Are they agency built by Nigerian government to operate those to NYC? That means they are recognized by government. That is one. And secondly, I want the commander too to tell us where in Rivers State can we get the offices in the local government and their leaders.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, the commandant is here with me. He just stepped out to get back to us talking about Ademinoye Akinlabi Kolawole. But yes, I agree with you. We've seen them in some functions. We have the commander for RSU, that's the student, that's for the clubs right now. We've seen them at certain government functions. We've seen them at NYSC camps. I said that they used to be in our school. Have you ever, gone out, for any of those functions, maybe parade or something?
Yes. Wow.
You have, Joel. Okay. All right. Now, thank you very much, Mr. Akinlabi. He stepped out. He's back in the studio. Now, we had a caller who asked, he says, he has seen, Manowar at March Past, NYSC camps, even some government functions. And he wants to know, are you guys recognized by the federal government? Are you considered? What's the power that you people have?
Yeah, we are considered by the government under the code Decree 38 of 1989. And if you know the leadership and leadership training.
Yes, the leadership training center. Yes,
we are under them.
Okay, so the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center.
Yes.
All right, so there you have it.
That is our parent body.
So almost every citizen should have at least had a time or two at Manowar.
Yeah.
But it's voluntary.
But community can help out.
Okay. Michael speaking to us from Mercyland. Michael, I'm sorry. Michael, do call us back if you can. We have just about 4 minutes before we do so. Now, since the voluntary organization, yes, it's the Citizenship and Leadership Training program. People ought to go there. Communities can. How are you managing right now? How do you? What's your operation? Yes, we know you said that there's a federal level, regional level, and local state level. I really want people to get to hear you how you manage. But Tamino is on the line. Tamino is speaking to us from Transamadi. Tamino, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Tamino.
Yeah, please. I would like the commander to brief me on the operations of the Manowar, because of recent now I do see the vibrancy of Manowar, copying insecurity, menace, cultism around my neighborhood.
Okay.
And the manpower is not that much as I would want us to get to see. I don't know if there is any possible way we can expand the scope and the activities of Manowar around there to help in diversifying all of these crimes so that the place can be safe. Already they are doing their best in terms of security, training students in secondary schools, and all of those stuff. So is there any way, if since it's on air now, if you can give more instructions to the men on there to expand their scope and their activities?
All right, Tamino, thank you. Tamino apparently says he likes that he's seen Manowar around. He wants to see more, but he asks a question: is there a way that you can send more people? Do you have a lot of people? Which brings me to the final: how are you managing right now? Very quickly, please.
Yeah, thank you. This period we are sourcing ourselves to carry out some activities. Just like what I said, we source from our pocket.
Wow.
To carry out the operation. And now we're extremely rich.
Interesting.
Just like what he said, not only is community that will fight against all these criminalities, vices. Tamono, if you are hearing me, nearly all the communities in Rivers State, But most of the things we don't come on air because of finance.
Okay.
To air that we've arrested this, we've got these kidnappers. But as soon as we do, we handed it over to the police.
So in some of these communities now, once again, it's because you're a voluntary organization. Do some of the communities, and you are the commander, so you should have this information. I'm going to ask you: do they give you appreciation? I know you did say. Do they give you donations? You receive donations, pledges? Because I know you made mention that UPTH at one point
when we
worked there, they called and said,
and they are paying.
Okay, so they paid.
Yes,
they paid for those services. Okay, all right. So now, apart from that, I don't know. Have they been, philanthropic organizations or NGOs that come and meet you, Manowo, and say, take this or do this?
We just want them to come on to our aid. Because, the person you expect today may not see him tomorrow. There is none. And we need a public to help us out so that we can have more manpower. Because our kit alone is money. And they said the way you dressed, the way you'll be addressed.
True.
Please, we want the individual body, the government, the ministries to come to our aid. Just like what he said about security now. We are ever ready to help every community in this state to contain all these vices, this kidnapping. We don't want the government to come to our aid to help us out.
Okay, all right. So there you have it. Final message here. Say thank you so much for this topic. I've been seeing a lot of impact of this in Port Harcourt during election. Very important program sized by this body to educate the public on sort of which is true and realize our choice. So what things to be said about Manowo this morning? Ladies and gentlemen, of the government and all the well-meaning Nigerians, but those of you who state and we're back, we'll get an idea that they can share.
You are tuned in. We're back after this.
For that shine skin, make you use Vaseline.